Hey guys, what's up? I cannot wait for you to hear this episode with Craig Goldberg. He is killing it as a vibroacoustic therapist practitioner. He is amazing. I cannot wait for you to hear this episode. He talks about, vibration and our bodies and and sound and how it affects us and how our brains are working and all. I mean, it's absolutely packed with wisdom and information and tools and ways for you to start relaxing in your life. I know for me, even through the episode, you know how much energy I have. And through the episode, I literally just felt myself calming down. And I think it's just the natural vibration that he brings to the episode and to the conversation. So I cannot wait for you to hear this episode. All right, let's do it. Here we go. What's up, y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. I am so stoked you're here. I always start the show by thanking you so much for having us go up onto the top of the charts the way we have. We are the top 1.5% podcast to listen to in the country and over 100,000 downloads, and that's all because of you. And you guys are freaking awesome, and you're always like sharing your thoughts and everything about a guest that I have on the show. And so, I go around this planet looking for the best humans I can find to come on here to grow, challenge, and transform your thinking. I got a really cool dude for y'all. Ready? Buckle up. Buckle up. Here we go. Okay. Listeners, get ready. We're going to dive into a world of technology meeting tranquility. Today on Straight Talk, we have this extraordinary gentleman. His name is Craig Goldberg. Craig isn't just an everyday technologist. He's a master of relaxation, a wizard who uses sound and vibration to guide us to a place of profound inner peace. So with over 40 years of research backing him as a certified vibroacoustic therapy practitioner, I know y'all never heard Neena say that word before, is on a mission to elevate humanity's well-being. So let's buckle up. Let's embark on this enlightenment and this journey and this amazing exploration with Craig. Craig, thank you so much for being on Straight Talk. How are you?
I am so grateful to be here. Thank you, Neena. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
so grateful you're here too. I loved your energy from the first time we met. And so I'm really going to dig this conversation. So we're going to start with everybody who's listening to get to know you. So who are you, Craig? Tell us a little bit more about you.
I appreciate that. I think I'm a pretty normal guy, living a pretty normal life here in Las Vegas. I'm originally from New York. I got an amazing wife, a beautiful daughter, and this business that it's just growing exponentially. And the conversation that we've been having is largely built around relaxation. It's
Mm,
largely built around understanding the nervous system, how the body operates, what pitfalls we come across as daily operators, me being the operator of this vessel each and every day. And
mm-hmm.
what I want to dive into, which I'm super excited about, is expanding people's thoughts around what they're feeling day in and day out, opening up
Yeah.
that intuitiveness, checking in with ourselves, recognizing where we're at, and then being able to take action to set ourselves in the direction that we want to go, that's going to be the most productive, the most optimized, and give us the best opportunity to soak the everlast bit of juice out of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're not promised tomorrow. Right. And so today has to count. I'm just, you know, is this something that you've always been into? Or is did you go through something where you said, I have to change? Something's got to change here. Right. So
Yeah.
is there a story to why you do what you do today?
Absolutely. I mean, like so many folks that are on your podcast that I've listened to already, there's always that catalyzing event. There's that,
Mm
have I always been into that? I mean, I've always liked music.
hmm.
I didn't never really understood vibration and its impact on our physiology like I have now, as I'm diving deep into understanding sound and frequency and its impact on our physiology over the last 12 years. This has been a
Mm
nice
hmm.
journey that has kind of coalesced into what we've got now. It's In Harmony's having a lot of success. That's my company and my brand. And we've been doing this for 7.5 years. So it's
Awesome.
not like it's an overnight anything. It's something that has been very near and dear to me as a personal practice. And
Mm
now something that a lot of people have caught on to and are able to take advantage of because of how we're scaling and how we're growing. I tell people all the time, I am very much our original customer. And I selfishly proliferate everything that we're doing, create everything that we're creating, so that I have access personally to this amazing
That's
technology. My
good.
wife uses it, my family uses it, my daughter uses
Mhm.
it. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it, right? And I was on your website. It feels different, right? So it's not like just selling a product. Like you feel like you can actually like experience it and use it. So
Appreciate that.
when you were growing up or getting to that point, were you at like in a high stress environment and then you just realized something's got to change, or was
I
it
think
like
I think we all live in a high stress environment.
that's true?
Right? I mean, that's this amazing culture that we've co-created. Look, before you even get to my relationship with my wife, work, the relationship with my daughter, raising kids, all
Hmm.
that stuff, which is very real for a lot of folks that share the same relationships and experiences that I do. Shout out to the parents out there and the single parents
Hmm.
out there. I was just commenting on this yesterday. I just got back from 2 weeks vacation. Um, I don't, as an entrepreneur, we don't get vacations,
No, we
and
don't.
I am I am grateful to have an incredible team around me who I raised my hand and said, "I need a break," and they were like, "Cool, we'll leave you alone for a couple weeks," and they did, right? And
That's
I'm still
awesome.
checking in, and I'm still keeping tabs on what I've got going on, and I'm still right a little bit plugged in, but for the most part, I chucked everything in the F it bucket and just left it for later,
Good.
right?
Good.
So I came back Tuesday was my last day, and Wednesday was my first day in the office. And Tuesday night, as I took everything that was on the back burner and brought it to the forefront, I started to get really anxious and really overwhelmed. And that's because I had 700 unread emails in my InHarmony
Right.
inbox, right? And I'd
Right.
been skimming it and checking it, right? But moreover than that, I had like, I don't know, a stack of mail to open up that I just, if you don't open your mail every single day and you just let it stack up, it becomes something else you got to do. There was notices from the DMV. My wife and I just moved to a new house. We needed to get new driver's licenses. I needed to get, right? Like life is just a little complex
Lifing.
just in general.
Yeah, yeah,
Just being
yeah.
an upstanding citizen keeps you very busy and very focused on getting all the things that you need to get done. And we all know that honey-do list never actually fully ever gets done. And because
Right.
of that, we have this looming to-do list. And then of course there's the same list at work, there's the same list for my wife around the house, there's the same list for my daughter and school and demands. So to say that I'm living a stressed and anxious life, I mean, I think all of us have, if you're a responsible adult and you're thinking about all the things that you need to do, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to feel a little bit of stress and a little bit of anxiety
Mm.
just in living
Mhm.
life. That's before you get a flat tire on the way to work, or, then I picked up a nail in my tire and I took it over to Discount Tire and they said they can't work on my car because the tread was I had to now I need 4 new tires. It's like,
Right, of course.
so these are the kinds of things that we all drive cars, we all have these responsibilities. So life in general is a little bit of a pressure cooker. And
Mm.
and there's stress and anxiety, I think, that is really underlying just about everything that we do as you think about all the things that you need to get done, and none of us have enough time to do it. And we prioritize and we knock things out. And it's just kind of living life. So here I am living in New York City, working in New York City hospitality. This is going back almost 20, 25 years ago. And I'm compensating for it with alcohol and drugs and having a good time and living my life in that manner. And as you start to slow down from all of those things and you think about a family and yeah, stress and anxiety is just latent in what we do. It's just
Yeah.
kind of there. So I look at vibroacoustic therapy and what we're teaching about relaxation as this pressure release valve on this pressure cooker that we're all sitting in every single day. And I think we can all resonate with the fact that when we're calm and relaxed and we're presented with a complex situation, it's no problem. All right, cool. We'll take care of it. Here's what we got to do. But if you're stressed and anxious because of a series of events or one event in particular that has you particularly on edge or in that fight or flight, that simple or complex situation, it throws you for a loop. And it's just this
Yeah.
self-deprecating downward spiral. What I want to share with people today is one, how to recognize when your body is feeling that way, when it is responding
Mhm.
that way, because it can be physical, emotional, relational, it could be mental, it can be physical or financial. Um, And I want to give you all some tools that you can use to, one, recognize when you're in that situation. And then, of course, some things that you can do to move yourself out of it. Some that are free, some that involve getting involved with our business. But I really want to, my goal today is to really educate people as to
Yeah.
what's happening when you're in that nervous system response, why it's so bad for you, and why it's really important that you take action to get it back into that calm and relaxed state as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's good. And let's get into that because I think one of the other things in life that are thrown at us, and sometimes is our consumption of things, right? So a lot of social media, a lot of this mainstream media, a
Yeah.
lot of political divide, a lot of this divide and that divide. And so that also causes this response and this stress in your body that you just don't even recognize is happening. You just know you're anxious about things and angry about things. You don't even know why. And that's happening a lot. And I think it's all that influx of information coming all the time from all the social media channels. And on top of the tires and the work and
Yeah,
life,
just
right?
some stuff you
Because
got to do. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like layers upon layers of things I feel are, against us if we do not become aware, if we don't become aware that this is happening. I remember when I first started getting into personal development and going into therapy, my a therapist told me that I am literally in a chronic state of stress at all times. I didn't even know that's how my body, my mind, everything just got used to being in a constant
Yeah.
state of
Yeah.
stress,
And
right?
you can't recognize it because you're in it.
Yeah. Right, right. So that goes to my question to you. So I know that I want you to talk to us about that, right? What is that feeling and that response in our body? And for those of us like me who had to recognize that it was so chronic that it was now a part of my life, right? What do we do to recognize it and then to start to shift it?
Yeah, I think most people do recognize when they're running in a stressful environment because of a particular situation, right?
Mhm.
Like you get a phone call or a text message and something bad happened to somebody or frankly something good happened and now you need to change. I had a plan for the next week, but now I got this big
Mhm.
job and this big opportunity and I've got to rearrange. In those crunch situations, I think we all know the shortness of breath, right? The excitement,
Yeah.
the feeling of anticipation, right? Like that's I think something we're really familiar with. The
Mhm.
the former part that you had shared when it's just chronic. And I was meeting with somebody on Monday and she said, I live on stress and anxiety. Like that's just where I live. And
Mhm.
and that's not good. So here's a couple things. Obviously you got shortness of breath and you have the physiological response that we have to stress and anxiety, lack of sleep, lack of focus, all of these different aspects of kind of our physical well-being. When you're on it and when you're not, and when you're off, checking in with yourself to see if you're in a stressful environment or if you're thinking about something that is stressful. And again, I mentioned it can be financial stress, it can be emotional, it could be mental, it could be personal, it could be that negative self-talk that's in your head, it could be
Mhm.
physical. There's a lot of different things that can put us into that stress response. Here's the important thing. The body only has one stress response, and that's the sympathetic nervous system response, otherwise known as fight or flight. And what a lot of people in my industry tend to talk about is, you're getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger, right? Like same
Mhm. Mhm.
conversation this day and age. I live here in Vegas. I'm walking on the strip. It's late at night. I see a guy in a hoodie out of my peripheral and he's walking towards me a little fast and maybe he's wearing a mask because of what's been going on and that spidey sense that starts to go off, that is your
Mhm.
sympathetic nervous system response. That is your body turning on a defense mechanism that is designed to help you survive. And this is really important. When you're in a sympathetic nervous system response, your body does a couple things. It releases cortisol, increases cortisol levels, and releases adrenaline into your bloodstream. This has a cascade effect on the body. And folks need to know about these symptoms because you might be dealing with something that is a byproduct of this without recognizing that this is the source. And I just want to kind of talk about how important this is. When cortisol and adrenaline are flowing through your blood, a few things start to happen. Your digestion is or could be completely turned off or turned off or not operating
Mm.
properly. Your immune system can be turned down or turned off completely. Your reproductive organs can be turned down or turned off completely. And rational thinking is drastically reduced because of that stressor and the cortisol that's flowing through your mind keeps you hyper focused on what that issue is. I don't need to make decisions. I need to stay hyper focused on this particular
Mm.
issue. And I don't have to digest food because digestion is the second most expensive energetic process in the body behind the brain. The brain uses 20% of our energy every day. Digestion is second right behind that. And if I have a physical, mental, or emotional threat coming towards me, I don't need to digest my food. I need to deal with that threat so that my body will survive. It's all about perpetuating and surviving.
Wow.
Same with the immune system. I don't have to fight off viruses and bacteria. I need to deal with this threat that's right in front of me. And reproductive organs, I don't need to reproduce right now, because if I put energy towards reproduction, I'm not here to reproduce. So there's so many people that are dealing with rounds and rounds of IVF. And of the top 10 reasons why people die in America, all-cause mortality, which, by the way, fentanyl just jumped up on that list, okay?
Yeah.
COVID,
Yeah.
and right? There's lots of different reasons that are on there, and it's constantly moving. But of the top 10 reasons, 5 to 6 of them are related to stress and anxiety. I would even
Mm,
put fentanyl use into stress and anxiety, because they're looking to escape. They're looking to get away as they're using fentanyl in these
that's
doses,
right.
right? When it's not by accident, of course. But we remove stress and anxiety, and those 5, 6 reasons for death go away. So this really is something that is very important for us to be talking about, and figuring out ways for us to manage our stress, to manage our anxiety that is crippling some of us is really important. By the way, depression is very closely connected to anxiety, PTSD, and these traumatic experiences, big T, little t, doesn't matter, is
Right.
further exacerbated by stress and anxiety. So we have these cascading things that are happening in the body. And I think it's a really important conversation for us to talk about, in particular within harmony, how sound and vibration can help to calm and relax the nervous system, can help to keep you in that parasympathetic nervous system response as things arise when you're around. And just to kind of further bring this home, if you wake up on the right side of the bed and something stressful happens, you kind of roll with it. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you check your phone, you get an email from a boss you don't like and a job you hate, and something happens, it's that downward spiral that I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the more we can do to stay cool, calm, and collected like the Fonz, the better we are at handling the day-to-day stress and anxiety that we've been, that we've been talking about.
So what are some of the things that then you have mastered or implemented into your routine, right? Because I think that's important too, that I think routine keeps us safe, and routine
Yeah.
sometimes keeps us not stressed, because it's a routine. It's part of our
Right.
life. It's what we get up, we brush our teeth, we know what to do. Da, da, da. Okay. So what is that for you, Craig? Like, I know that, this is something that you're really masterful in, and continue to grow and expanding in, which is vibration and sound, and how it's affecting the body and our system, right?
Yeah,
Do you have a routine or something that
absolutely.
yeah, tell
I
me
also
about
have a
that.
4-year-old, which puts a major wrench in any type of routine that doesn't involve what she needs
I
at that
love
moment.
it. I love it.
So I think it's really important especially as we talk about routine, to be kind to yourself,
Mm,
to know that not every day is going to be exactly the same.
that's
And
it.
while it's great to have that structure and that plan, you got to have a plan to deviate from that plan as well. And I think that's important to
Yeah,
really,
for
like,
sure.
be nice to you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Not you, everybody, right? Like,
Right.
so yeah, I love routine. I'll tell you a few of the things that I do that are basic and free. Okay. Um, Drinking high quality water, clean water. Um, get yourself a Brita, get yourself a pure water filter, get yourself a Zero, whatever it might be, and then remineralize the water, right? So having access to clean water, diet, nutrition, um, obviously exercise, going for a brisk walk, 30 minutes outside, just getting that heart rate
Mm,
up. If you've got an Apple Watch, you're talking about zone 2 cardio, where you can still hold a conversation while you might be a little short of breath, but so that you can just getting the heartbeat going. Um,
that's good.
I love jumping up and down. I have a rebounder, which is a small little mini trampoline, but you could literally just touch the top of your wall and jump up and down, especially if you're living in a sedentary lifestyle where you're sitting in front of a desk all day. Um, I love getting outside and putting my feet on the ground,
Mm,
grounding and earthing.
grounding.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of science behind these bodies, which are really big antennas, and which need to be grounded, as well as batteries, which also need to be grounded. That negative charge needs to release. Exposure to sunlight. Step outside and get the sun on your face as soon as possible in the morning. Everything that I just mentioned, for the most part, is free,
Yeah.
right? Like, free. The
Yeah.
breath. The breath controls the mind controls the body. So you notice yourself with a shortness of breath, you notice yourself in a stressful situation, take a deep breath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. And a good way to start, right? Because I think most people don't.
These are
I'm gonna take one
basic
with
things,
you, Craig.
6 things that I just named, and they're free. Anybody can do them. You can do it right now, and it's really easy to do. But to your point, getting it into a regular routine is really important.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So my morning routine goes something like I wake up and I actually check my phone. This is something that's really confident. Uh, a lot of people can test.
Controversial?
Controversial. Yeah, a lot of people can
Yeah.
test this. So that 4-year-old that I was telling you about, she wakes up a half hour before me. Doesn't matter what time I set my alarm for or what time I wake up. She always seems to be awake. There's just no time in the morning that I can wake up earlier so I can go through my routine. So for me, it's my daughter is nearby. I check my phone because I have teams all over the world, affiliates
Right.
all over the world. My app team is in India. My manufacturing group is in China. And if I wait 2 hours to respond, their day is already gone and lost, and
Yeah.
that's valuable time. So for me and my mental health, I need to skim through my phone, my emails, my inboxes just to make sure there's no red flags and emergencies that I need to deal with. Then I put my phone down. I turn on music meditations. We have extended music meditations. They are free. They're on our YouTube channel, In Harmony Interactive. They're 11 hours long. So I
Oh, that's
pick a
great.
music meditation, I turn it on, and I play it throughout my home stereo system, and I get that going. You can play it through your phone, you can play it through a Bluetooth speaker, however you want, but I get music and vibration going right away, and that's free and it's no charge.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to interrupt for just a moment because for those of you who haven't jumped onto this deal yet, I had to let you know. So, I have been trying this morning routine, this little elixir that I've been drinking every morning, and it's called Magic Mind. And Magic Mind has matcha and adaptogens and vitamin D3 and like all these great ingredients inside that helps you stay focused. Now, I want to make sure that you get your hands on this deal. Some of you have already taken advantage of this and some of you have not, and I don't know why. So I just wanted to make sure we came back on here to make sure that you knew about Magic Mind. Okay, so you can go on to magicmind.com/straight talk with one T, straight talk with one T, and you can go on there and check out what they have now. Magic Mind is like a little focus in a bottle. I drink it every morning to help me stay really focused on what I'm doing because as an entrepreneur, you have a lot of things going on. Squirrel, and you're like all over the place, right? But this really does help. It really helps me stay focused. So it is my thing, right? It's the one thing I drink in the morning before I start drinking coffee or anything else because it doesn't give me that coffee crash. It just helps me stay focused. It helps me stay aligned with my purpose. So make sure you guys check it out. Again, it is magicmind.com/straight talk and use a code. Okay. Use this code straight talk 20, straight talk 20 with one T. Make sure you guys get 20% off. You're going to freaking love it. And I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about it. All right, let's get back to the show.
Then I obviously say hi to my wife. I check in with my daughter. We wrestle a little bit. We have some fun. And then I'm in the bathroom, wash my teeth, brush my hair, get up. Well, not really, but you get the point. Take
Yeah, I
care of
do.
myself. Into the kitchen. I start to get a couple things situated for my daughter, and then we go outside for sunlight and grounding. I live in a desert. I'm actually grounding on rocks and dirt
Wow.
compared to folks that might have grass or lawn outside. And I get outside and I get sunlight and I get sun exposure. I jump up and down on the rebounder. I do some push-ups and sit-ups just to get the blood flowing, and then it's off to the morning routine of getting the daughter off to school and getting our day going.
Getting
When I'm
getting
sitting at my
work done.
desk, one of the things I did when I started this podcast is I actually lowered the music that's playing out of the speaker that's sitting behind me, and sound and vibration is a part of my life all day long. And
Right, right.
and that's my morning routine, and then I'm into it, right? At that point, I'm out of the house, I'm dropping my daughter off at Montessori, I'm coming back here, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm cranking throughout the course of the day, taking breaks. If I do need a sound lounge session, which is our technology, which is an amplified version of delivering sound and frequency to the body, which I know we'll talk about,
Mm,
I
yeah.
then I certainly lean into that as well. And then the one last thing that I'll mention, we have free stuff on our YouTube channel and our Spotify account. You could just search In Harmony Interactive or In Harmony Media. We also have an app, and our app is available with a 14-day free trial in our app store. And all of this
That's
music is
great.
optimized to be played through our relaxation
Through
furnace.
your
Sorry, there was a lot
That's
there.
really No, no, that's really great. And I know that when I was looking at your site, you had like in harmony massage tables and lounges and the meditation cushion and all of that great
Yeah.
stuff. So I want to know about that too, because I know that could be implemented in people's routine. As
Yeah.
long also with your the YouTube channel and the app and all of that too. But talk to me about these. How did you get into creating these products in harmony?
Yeah. So like sound and frequency has a profound impact on our physiology, right? First and foremost.
Right.
And anybody who's been to a sound bath or worked with somebody with the acoustic instruments, crystal bowls, bells, chimes, didgeridoo, these are
Mhm.
vibratory instruments that are played. Your body being an antenna is constantly coming into and out of harmonic resonance with the frequencies that we are presented with. That's sound frequency, it's electromagnetic energy. We are energetic beings and we are constantly balancing and coming. It's one of the reasons why I absolutely love the opening that you gave this morning, because the energy that you bring to this show, to this podcast, to your guests, it was the same when we got together before recording, and it was the same this morning when we got together as well. That energy that you bring is infectious. And every single person
Mm,
that's listening right now feels my voice as I'm talking about that. And obviously, the energy that you bring when you open up this podcast and you get people started, you get people riled up, you pull people in. That energy pulls people in.
right.
So we
Well,
are
your
antennas.
energy made me calm. Your energy made me calm because you
I
have that
appreciate
soothing voice. You're like,
I
yes,
I
yes, I
appreciate that,
am.
right? And there's a reason for it. It's because I tend my
Yeah,
garden. I people tell me all the time, "Wow,
so
Craig, you're
good.
so chill." And I go, "Well, yeah, I put a lot of time and attention towards that with the music and the music meditations and the process and the practice that we have."
Right.
So, sound and frequency has a profound impact on our physiology, especially when it's intentional. Right now, I'm sitting in my house. There's electricity flowing through here in the United States. Electricity has a 60 hertz flow to it and frequency to it. 60 hertz is a lot higher of a frequency than we want to vibrate at. We actually
Mm,
resonate closer to 10 hertz. 7.83 hertz is the Schumann resonance. It's the resonant of the planet Earth, which we could talk about if we'd like. But when you go outside, forest bathing, which is a big hippie thing to do now, going out into nature, jumping in the ocean, large bodies of water, moving water, lakes, rivers, streams, that sort of thing, it all holds a 10 hertz frequency. So when we go out into nature, our body is resonating at a 10 hertz
mm.
frequency, which is a balanced frequency. It's a calm and relaxed frequency for us. So it's really important, right? Um, I was going to these sound baths, and I didn't realize exactly what was happening. I just know I loved it. I would lay down in front of a gong, a didgeridoo, crystal bowls. I'd fall asleep. I'd wake up an hour and a half later, and I felt amazing. I felt like my entire body had been energetically wrung out, and all the stress and
That's so
anxiety was gone.
cool.
I was ready to charge the day, and I wanted that on tap. I'm a now kind of guy. I'm an audiophile. I like good, clean sound and audio. So I bought a gong CD, recordings of somebody playing a gong. I went home to my home stereo system. I popped it in. I pushed play, and I started cranking this gong CD. And I was using the wrong technology. So you
Mm,
spoke about our furniture that we
mm,
create. Inside our furniture is something that looks like this. It's called a tactile transducer. We have them made custom for us. They're very large, and it connects via audio cables, and it basically converts sound into vibration. And when you're
mm.
sitting on our furniture, this is against your body. So the magnet that's in here oscillating back and forth begins to vibrate and oscillate your body as well. And I study
Wow.
vibroacoustic therapy, vibro vibration, acoustic sound,
Mm-hmm.
and its impact on our physiology. So there's a body of research that goes back 40 plus years, like you talked about, originated by a guy by the name of Olav Skill. And he began studying specifically 30 hertz to 120 hertz and its impact on our physiology. So the human ear has a response rate of 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That subwoofer that you put in your home stereo system is typically 80 hertz and below.
Mm.
So vibroacoustic therapy is focused on the low end spectrum of sound and vibration and its impact on our physiology. And a cat purrs. I don't know if your pet is a cat or a dog,
Yeah, I
but
have both.
a cat purrs at 40 hertz.
Oh,
Purr.
wow.
Very
Yeah.
soothing, very calming. And there's a lot of science and research on 40 hertz in particular, both for the brain and amyloid plaque buildup, as well as the body and our physiology. So sound and frequency When you're sitting on our meditation cushion, our massage table, or our sound lounge 2 or our practitioner 2, your body is being presented with the same frequencies that it's hearing. In our sound lounge 2, we have 4 of these. In our cushion, we have 1. In our practitioner and massage table, we have 2. And you're basically laying in a field of vibration. We have
Wow.
mechanoreceptors in our skin, and all of the mechanoreceptors in our skin, that's what tells us touch changes in pressure, is sending the same signals that the auditory nerve is sending, what you're hearing through your ears. It creates this 3-dimensional, fully immersive sound experience that makes you feel like you're inside the music that you're listening to. And we're basically relaxing the body from the outside in. So the vibrations that we provide send a message to every muscle in your body telling it to relax, overriding the nervous system and the brain that might be telling it to be tense because you're stressed and anxious. We are basically telling your body from the outside in to be in a state of calm and relaxation. And it is
Wow.
very soothing. It feels absolutely amazing. And it's a beautiful upgrade to a beautiful life.
Yeah, that sounds that sounds really amazing. It really does. What do you think would be, or you would know this, I'm sure, but what is the length of time or the amount of time that someone should immerse themselves in this, right? So, say someone's listening right now. I have a lot of amazing humans that listen to this, CEOs and solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, whatever. And I
Yeah.
know that they are going to need one of these things, Craig,
Yeah.
because this
Oh, it's
world is
powerful.
something else.
It's powerful
So,
in those
how,
applications.
yeah, give us a little rundown of that. Like, how long should
So the
somebody,
science,
play in
the
this?
science
Yeah.
says, yeah, the science says 22 minutes
Okay.
is a formal
Daily?
session,
Would that be
as
daily?
needed.
As
As
needed,
needed.
okay.
Okay. But
Okay.
here's what I tell people in our app, we have tracks. We call them music meditations that range from 2 minutes to 2 hours. And then obviously on our YouTube channel, we have 11-hour versions, right? So, which are too long to put in our app. So they have to stream. But
Is
I
that
would
so
tell
you can
people,
sleep through it? Is that what the
yeah,
11 hours is for? Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
we have extended music meditation playlist on our YouTube channel, and
Mhm.
you'll actually find delta brainwaves and sleep that actually have a black screen. So there's no video. It comes on with a little bit of
Okay.
video at the beginning, and then it goes dark so that you can run it in a dark room all night long for that exact
Wow.
purpose. And then we have other frequencies, 432 hertz, raising your vibration, 528 hertz, that are designed to run during the day to amplify, to help with focus, to help with studying, to help with memory recall, cognitive ability, and that sort of thing.
That's so good.
As far as a duration, I tell people we got to meet people where they're at, and you got to start where you are. So if you can start with 22 minutes, do it. Absolutely fantastic. If you're sitting on the meditation cushion and you're not accustomed to sitting in that position, even though the ergonomics of our meditation cushion,
I
we have
saw
a
that.
patent
Really
on,
good.
and it's really
Mhm.
designed to keep you sitting upright, comfortably with your legs crossed. I couldn't do that, but we keep your ankles below your knees. We keep your knees right about the same level of your hips and allow you to actually roll your pelvic bone forward, which actually has you sitting upright in a much more
Mhm.
comfortable position for me than just sitting on the floor cross-legged. I can't do that, but I can sit in our meditation cushion for a while. If you can sit in our meditation cushion for 11 minutes, start there. If you can only
Yeah.
do 2 minutes and 22 seconds, which is our demo track, start there.
Right.
My daughter's 4 years old. She's been on the technology literally since she's 1 week old. And she doesn't get really past a minute or so, a minute and a half, but that's great. And she'll look at me and, Dad, I'm ready for the sound lounge. Can you set me up? And I'll go set her up. Right.
That's
So
so
you
good.
got to start where you can.
Where you
You
are.
mentioned
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. Look, for mindfulness and meditation, obviously that's what the cushion was designed for, but you can do that just as well lying down. And a lot of people struggle with sitting up for a long period of time. So laying down to meditate is something that works really, really well. Businesses, entrepreneurs, we have executives, we have HR teams that purchase our technology to put it in unused offices as a give back and an employee
Mm.
help scenario. We have elite
Smart.
athletes. Parents, as I mentioned, is a big, me being a parent and my team being a parent. My business partner has a beautiful son. Our director of marketing has 2 beautiful children. We recognize how stressful parenting can be. So that's something that we're really pushing forward. Massage therapists using this and integrating it into their business. I
Mhm.
mentioned elite athletes in the business world. And yeah, so there's a lot of different applications of our technology. It's a very exciting time to see how many different places can adopt what we're doing.
It is a very exciting time and a time that it's, I feel, very needed. A lot of the people that I speak to a lot of women leaders and stuff,
Yeah.
and entrepreneurs, and the stress level is a real thing. Like this is real. It's really palpable.
Yeah.
Especially, when we get to this time, not that I ever talk politics, but 2024 is a political year, and it's just gotten really tense, and people are like fighting each other, and it's kind of ridiculous. But this
Agreed.
high energy of constant tense and anger and frustration,
Uncertainty.
and yeah, and uncertainty, exactly. And that causes stress. And so I love what you're doing, Craig, and I love that you came on here and gave us so much nuggets of wisdom too, because like I said, a lot of the people that I speak to, and I know that listen to this show, are running really great companies and corporations and starting really great things. And this can be something they can implement in their lives, and not in
Yeah.
just in their lives. I love that you said that some HR organizations or companies have gotten it into. I think that's brilliant, brilliant, especially if you have that 30-minute lunch or the hour lunch or whatever, to go and do that for like 10 minutes and be able to really kill it back at work.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Look,
Amazing
I've
stuff.
got I mean, I don't work in a corporate job, but when I did, I didn't have kids. But there were people that would come in. My daughter really just started sleeping through the night again. Until she was 2 or 3 years old, she slept 12 hours, and then at 3, like, regressed. And at one point, and we're potty training. There's a bunch of different reasons why people get up in the middle of the night for sure, but there was a point in time where she was waking up 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night.
Mm,
And I was a wreck the next day. And there were many days where I would get on the sound lounge in the morning. I'd wake up, I'd get her off to Montessori. She was fine. I'm exhausted. And
mm.
I would do 22 minutes, sometimes longer, 44 minutes, 66 minutes to rejuvenate my body so that I could rest and charge ahead, to your point.
Yeah, yeah.
I did I'm a member of EO, Entrepreneurs Organization, and I had a keynote in front of our regional event. There were 500 entrepreneurs sitting in a room, all doing $1 million or more in revenue. And I said to them, how appropriate would it be for an executive in your company to close their door in the middle of the day, turn off the lights, and take a nap at their desk?
Hmm.
2 hands went up, and a whole lot of laughs. A whole lot of laughs. Like, they
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
I was
I just laughed too.
They were
So
like,
yeah.
"Are you out of your mind?" Like, but here's the reality. If you have an executive that is not well rested, that is not performing at their best, do you want that person
Yeah,
activated?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
If a 20-minute nap or even a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day helps me to stay 2 hours later that day and still get the same amount of 8 hours work done, but on the other side of that nap, I am rested, focused, driven, happy, right? Like, not moody.
Yeah.
Those are the types of employees that you want. And to your point, these HR directors that are bringing our technology and executives that are bringing our technology into their companies, they have a happier workforce. And we're going to
Yeah.
start showing this and documenting it through science and research over the next couple of years. But it's really remarkable what we're starting to see. And employee health is directly connected to employee retention, which is directly connected to so many different profit markers in the business that um, every business, every single business, even me, we don't have any employees. We outsource everything. However, I'm still in the people business.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all in the
100%.
people business. So we got to
Mm-hmm.
we
Always.
got to help everybody tend to their garden and take care of themselves. And these are really powerful tools to do so in a very short and fast time frame. 22-minute, if you take a 22-minute nap and we're able to get you into a theta brainwave state, okay, which is what happens when you're listening to music, and brainwaves are a whole other conversation. But here's what I'll tell you. 20 minutes in theta is equivalent to 6 hours of sleep.
Wow. Wow. That's so good. We
So
got to get there. We got to get to theta.
you want to talk about speeding up timelines and getting bang for your
Yeah.
buck for
Yeah.
HR or somebody in business or just somebody over the course of the day. It could be
I
so
love
restorative
that.
and so rejuvenative.
And I love that you said that too, right? Because I think most people, because of this world that we live in and how fast we try to do everything and how much stress there is, they would think that what you're doing slows them down, right? Like, how am I going to take a nap? I have things to do. But you just made the distinct point that no, actually, what it does is speed you up. So instead of you doing everything or dragging along to do it, if you get that little bit of rest, you're going to be more effective,
Well,
right?
that's the call to action when it comes to meditation, which, whoa,
Right,
intimidating word for a lot of people.
right, right.
Right? Even me, I'm an A-type personality. You want me to sit down and do what? sit
Right.
there and do nothing,
Right.
I'm just going to be thinking about all the stuff that I'm doing, all the stuff I'm not doing, rather, all the stuff I could be doing, and all the stuff I should be
Right.
doing.
Right. 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 That's so
So
good.
meditation is nothing more than a slower brainwave state.
Mhm. Mhm.
So here's
Yep.
something that's fun. The only instruction when you get on our technology or you play a music meditation through your phone, when you sit down to create that space, the only direction that I have is to lose yourself in the music. For that, whatever it is, it's time. It's 11:11. Our sessions are 11, 22, 33, 44 minutes, whatever it is, whatever you sit down to create that space. Let's say it's 11 minutes. For the next 11 minutes, all I want you to do is lose yourself in the music. There's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. You're not supposed to be doing something or not supposed to be doing something. You're just a gal in a bed listening to music. Try not to overthink
Right.
it.
Right.
And you're creating that space to now be focused on something else. We say on our website, say goodbye to a distracted mind. We're actually distracting your mind with music.
Right.
And we're
Right.
actually creating something when you're laying on our sound lounge that feels amazing. And we are
Right.
immersing your body in sound
That's
and
really
vibration.
cool. That is really, really cool technology. Super. I mean, I'm already like picturing it like, oh, resting. So, Craig, I don't want to like wrap this up without letting people know how to get to you or how to get to your products and to learn more, and especially your YouTube channel and all that. So, you got to
Yeah,
give us that info before we wrap up.
absolutely. I am inharmony.com. I am being the two most important words in the English language because whatever comes after it, you are. And why not be in
Mhm.
harmony with the world around you? So I am
Mm-mm.
inharmony.com. You'll have a link, I'm sure, down below, maybe a discount code. We'll see how that goes. And at the bottom of our website, you'll find links to all of our socials. You can search In Harmony Interactive or In Harmony Media on just about all of the social networks: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Put it into Google, put it into Bing. I mean, we're very, very easy to find. You'll
That's
find
so
my phone
good.
number at the top of our website. That's my personal phone number. It rings this phone with my extension. And if you have questions, I would love to talk with you. I'd love to answer your questions and see how we might be able to work and help and support you on your quest.
Thank you so much. And I don't normally like have too many of my guests to come on and have like a product, right? They usually have like a service. But
Mhm.
I love this because you didn't even or we didn't even have a really long lengthy conversation or lead in with products. We led in with the benefits of vibration. We led in with the benefits of having less stress in your life and to be able to be more productive in what you do, right? I just love that you have this tool that can help you get there faster and maybe even integrate it as part of your routine in your life, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, let's
thank
let
you
me let me
so
just
much. Yeah,
let me
go
just
ahead.
touch on that really quick. That for me is scalability. If
Mhm.
I have a service, I'm one person, and there are many fantastic practitioners out there, and we have an entire network of incredible wellness centers and wellness practitioners that integrate our technology into what they're doing. But for me, I want to touch the world.
Right.
I want as many people to know about the power of sound and vibration. And obviously, the app helps us to do that. YouTube and streaming free music helps us to do that. Spotify, and we're everywhere. That helps us to do that. And if you want a little bit more, yes, we have some products that we would love to share with you. And yes, there's a great, but I want that in your home because that's where you're
Right.
going to use it every day. I want it in
Right.
your office because that for me is scalability. So for Dom and me, manufacturing and distribution was the only way to do it. And then
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
the digital world with the app and everything else is the way to touch the world.
Yeah, and it's a way to touch the world in a healthy, safe space too, right? Because you can
Yeah.
touch the world with all the negativity and all the garbage out there and extra stress or whatever, or you can do it in a different way. And I love that you're doing that, Greg. Craig, sorry. I love that you're doing that. I love that you came on and that you are just pouring into my audience too, because I know that these people who are listening are full of I just know that they are. I speak to a lot of them. I know that there's a lot of anxiety and stress with this uncertain world. So thank you
Yeah.
for giving us all these tools and giving them some sort of knowledge, and also for those who don't know about vibrations, right, or sound in that way, because I think about I don't know too much about it either. I'm not in that field, but what I do know is when I listen to a nice calming sound, I'm calm. I know that when I listen to a very uppity party type music, I'm up and partying and ready to go. So there's something to be said about that. So thank you for doing that and thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me, Nina. And I'm grateful
Super
for
fun.
this time and attention with your audience, and really honored to be here and excited for more. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Guys, I told you, right? Another good human. I just love him. He's such a good guy. Make sure you go ahead and reach out to him. He calmed me down, guys. That's hard to do. This is Neena Perez. I have energy all over the place. But guys, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm going to make sure to list all of Craig's information below and the company's information as well so that you can go ahead and check it out. I have been on the website and I've been checking it out, and it's such great technology and great tools and things for you to really take yourself to the next level. Because I feel like if you start to get to a place where you are in alignment with who you are and you are calm and you are like living your life, really thinking about what you're thinking about, you're going to really experience life to its fullest, right? And today is the only day that you have because you are not promised tomorrow. So make today count. I love you guys so much. This is Neena Perez, Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Until next time.